World Automotive History, Gottlieb Daimler Maestro Visionary Automotive from Germany. Two German inventors Gottlieb Daimler and Wilhelm Maybach are geniuses in the world automotive industry. But who would have thought that they started their reputation in the automotive field by building the first functional combustion engine, gasoline-fueled ones to be attached to bicycles. Riedwagen, or what it means more or less a kind of car that can be ridden, was first introduced to the public in 1889. At an exhibition in Paris, France. It was only later that Gottlieb Daimler, like other designers of his time, namely Carl Benz, more interested in developing the design of four-wheeled vehicles, which will change the human way, plunge into the world of engineering from a young age. The year that Gottlieb Daimler lived was a year full of exciting new discoveries, especially in Europe and England. Before becoming famous and engineering one of the world's leading automotive companies, Gottlieb Daimler was already interested in the world. He was born on March 17, 1834 in the city of Schorndorf, which is now the state of Baden-Württemberg, Germany. This small town at that time had a population of about 4,000 inhabitants. While still living in the place of his birth, the young Daimler had an apprenticeship in a weapons factory until it was completed in 1852. It did not stop there. He continued to seek knowledge and hone his technical skills to Stuttgart, even France, and England. On his return from England, Daimler, then 31, got a job in the southern German city of Reutlingen, and became a supervisor at a workshop called Bruderhaus, a social institution for orphans and homeless people. There he became acquainted with a teenage boy who would become his lifelong business partner, Wilhelm Maybach. Not much is known about Daimler's personal life and habits. After marrying his wife, Emma Kurtz, in 1868 Daimler worked for a machinery company in Karlsruhe. Then in 1872, he joined Gasmotoren Fabrik Deutz as a technical manager and in studying the principles of machinery, introduced by Nikolaus August Otto. During this time he acquired an in-depth knowledge of the principles of the machine developed by Otto. Nikolaus Otto himself was the engineer who developed the compressed internal combustion engine with gaseous fuel. This engine produces internal combustion and is the forerunner of modern automobile engines. Starting from a homemade workshop in a garden house, Daimler's creativity in experimenting seemed unstoppable. Daimler continued with his partner, Wilhelm Maybach. They started experimenting with different machines in a summer house owned by Daimler in the city of Cannstatt. Over time, the house functions more as a workshop, where he and Maybach developed a machine called the grandfather clock engine because of its bulk and resemble the clocks of the ancients. This machine was then attached to a bicycle to made the forerunner of the first motorcycle, namely Riedwagen. They registered the Riedwagen patent on August 29, 1885, exactly 135 years ago. Maybach drove the machine as far as 3 kilometers as a test with a speed of up to 12 kilometers per hour. This was an achievement in itself in its time. In addition to bicycles, the two partners also installed this engine on boats, which became the forerunner of modern motorboats as they are known today, and four-wheeled vehicles which later developed into cars. In 1890, Daimler founded his own company, Daimler Motorengesellschaft, DMG, in 1890. However, it turned out that he was not very suitable to work with people from the financial and banking world. However, the company still managed to sell their first car in 1892. Even though they both work in the automotive sector and are only a short distance apart, Gottlieb Daimler and Carl Benz developed the car separately. Daimler and Benz also founded their own companies. If Daimler owns DMG, Carl Benz owns a car company called Benz and CIE, the two of them had clashed in court over patent issues. The two companies only worked together after Gottlieb Daimler died on March 6, 1900. Then only in 1926 the two merged and formed one of the oldest car companies in the world, namely Daimler Benz. Daimler himself was interred in the Kirchhof Cemetery in Stuttgart-Bad Cannstatt. In memory of him, Daimler's home in Schorndorf is now a museum, while in Stuttgart stands a fairly interactive museum. Tells the history of the development of the automotive industry in Germany and the world. This museum comes every year by tourists from various countries in the world.